Back on Inside Tennessee, John North, we're talking about District 18 in the state of Tennessee, and this is a House race pitting a Democrat versus a Republican, and it's a bid to represent close to 70,000 people in our community.
That's right. About 20,000 voted 2 years ago when Elaine Davis won the seat. We'll see what turnout is like. I'm willing to bet it's going to be a lot bigger this time. And there's one quick clarification I wanted to make. We were discussing, I'm not going to name the website that you were objecting to a couple hours before we taped this. I checked. You can't access it. I thought it was also interesting. It was created September 17. Anyway.
Well, the other thing they accused you of on that website was being a fake moderate.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? And are you a moderate? Do you consider yourself moderate or conservative or liberal or any of those things?
I'm a proud moderate Democrat. I don't know what the definition of a fake moderate is, but I can tell you that people want moderation in our political discourse. What I hear at the doorsteps when I talk to people at their porches and their doors is they want to get rid of the divisive nonsense that seems to just completely consume our politics. And I know people have to sell themselves, and there's PACs, and media wants to sell stuff and clickbait and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, people just want legislation that helps them move forward in their lives. And in this country that we set up, we only have two parties. A lot of people wish we had more, but we just got two. And in states where there's an equal distribution of that power, one year it's Republicans, the next year it's Democrats, those states seem to move forward with legislation a lot quicker than states that are in super majorities, whether they're Democrat or Republican. And my whole race is trying to make a dent in the super majority so that we can get back to a place where we hear each other, we're talking to each other, and we respect the minority voice. Because you know what? Senator Baker said it once, your opponent might be right.
Well, let me ask you as a follow-up to that. If you're elected, you would be part, at this stage at least, of that supermajority Republicans have. Would you try to work with the Republicans to get meaningful legislation passed for your district?
Absolutely, and part of that is working to be an advocate to bring back a mental health hospital here to East Tennessee. We need an advocate to do that. I know there's movement on the Senate side. I'll be an advocate and a loud voice on the House side. TDOT has allocated $115 million. We need advocates to make sure that it's used quickly and appropriately to solve the congestion on I-40, both morning and night today, so we don't turn into Nashville and have people wanting to leave here because they're wasting half of their day sitting in a car. But where I can find, good intentioned people on the other side of the aisle that want to solve a problem, I will work. I learned a lesson early in my career. Never make an enemy. You never know when you have to work together again.
So Bryan, in disclosure, we have known each other a very long time. We share common bond through UT Swimming. I remember when you were recruited here. I was actually part of that, and with John Tremblay as the head coach, and Davis Tarwater, local star, who, like you, left home and went away. He's from Knoxville, went to Michigan. As you pointed out, you're from Florida and came to Tennessee, and we were happy to have you. But with all that said, where are you different from Elaine Davis? She's not here to defend, and I suspect it would be a lively show if she were, because she has some opinions and some positions that frankly don't jive with the district. They might jive with the MAGA portion of the district, but that's not the majority of the district you're running in. Where are you different from Elaine Davis?
Oh, that's a softball question, Don. I mean,
I'm supposed to be kind to you. We're the same party and the same background.
The contrast couldn't be clearer. I mean, I would encourage everybody to check us out. Go to her website, go to my website. Just look at the legislation that Ms. Davis proposed. The first one right out of the gate, trying to make an attempt at eliminating early voting. I don't know who was asking for that, but I can tell you it wasn't the constituents in the 18th, both Republicans, Independents, and Democrats, old, young, in between. We all love early voting. It's a great tool that we use. Involving herself in city elections and making the city of Knoxville face a referendum, that was her doing. Doesn't live in the city, never voted in the city. I don't know why that was a thing. And then you just go down at all the issues of the day. She's supported, I think, by the voucher folks. She stands on an opposite side when it comes to women's reproductive freedom with me. So it's a clear contrast. You just check me out, check her out, and voters will see.
Let me follow up on vouchers, because you mentioned that, and I was looking at financial contributions. She's gotten $4,000 from at least one PAC tied to vouchers. That's going to come up again because Governor Lee wants it to come back up. It sort of crashed and burned this spring. You're adamant against it. You'd be like, no way, it won't fly for you to take public money and like give it in a sense to somebody to go send their kid to private school?
No, absolutely not. I stand right up against the voucher movement. And I want to point something out. A couple of years ago, we passed a new law for third grade retention. That was a non-compete out-of-state contract and produced a result that showed us that third graders weren't doing so well in the state of Tennessee. The result of that was vouchers. We didn't talk about how can we improve third grade or second grade or kindergarten or first grade. We just said, hey, third grades are failing, schools are failing, we need vouchers. We are not publicly funding schools to an adequate level to even start having a conversation about vouchers. It's not on an equal playing field. Furthermore, if we have money to take out of public education and give it to private schools, then I said, no, we have money to do two things. Universal pre-K, which will teach a kid how to be a kid before wasting 6 months of kindergarten, just first figuring out how to be a student, and let's feed them breakfast and lunch. And let's level the playing field, and that's a better investment of our money.
We're going to take another quick break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more of our conversation with Bryan Goldberg right after this.